Good morning, you guys. It's day number 60 of my Stay-A-Batical to 50. This is a 100-day journey, seeking to be better, just better. Don't we all want to be better? And so I'm out here on my 60-minute walk that I do. Yesterday, the walk went over 4 miles for the total time of walking. I want to say it was like 4.2, 4.3 miles. The Oura Ring tracks it. And I had another fast walk yesterday, so that was cool. I love the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. I live right across the street from an elementary school. And during the week, at this time, it is crazy out there. So many cars flying by. So Saturday and Sunday, some of that traffic tends to die down. It's not as busy. So I like that. I prefer being in nature, not amongst humans and cars when I'm out here on the walk. But yeah, so it makes the walking on the weekend all the more great. So thank you guys for being here. I want to talk about a really cool topic here today. So let me pin it for you and we'll get this show on the road. Thanks for being here. So you guys know, if you've watched these first 60 days of my journey, that it's not all been a bed of roses. There have been many moments when a lot of you have actually written to me, when things have happened to me that you're like, how are you still going? Why are you still at this? And I gotta tell you, you're gonna have some bad moments. That's just life. If you figure out the secret to not having any bad moments at all, please share with the world. Make your millions, because I think bad moments are just a part of the recipe of life. And the sooner we learn that, the sooner we realize we can't run away from bad moments. And bad moments can hit at any time. And I'll give you an example of one for me. So yesterday, going about my day, I like my Fridays. I start winding down my day around midday because no more podcasts for the week. I've gotten in all the work. And yesterday afternoon, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Just this feeling of just, ugh. You know, have you ever gotten those where you're just cruising along life and then suddenly you get this just general feeling? And of course I reach out to some friends when that happens. What are you thinking about? I'm like, really not anything, at least not consciously. And it was a bad moment. It was a moment where, man, I feel like crap. Like, what's going on here? And those things are going to happen. You're going to have those moments. Thankfully, one friend did call me, and another friend checked on me on text. But you're just going to have to go through those things. And like, that's just one example of a bad moment. Maybe you're in the midst of your health journey and you injure yourself. I've experienced that too. And I get it. That's a moment. It's a bad moment that you could sit there and dwell on. Oh my gosh, this must be a sign that what I'm doing, I shouldn't be doing. It is funny, those little messages we tell ourselves that, well, because I am going through this bad moment, it's a sign that I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing in terms of like a health journey or whatever decision you're making in your life. And so I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about why we have this propensity to think you're never going to have bad moments. And when you have bad moments in the midst of a journey, it's not the end of the world, guys. I would say it's a part of your humanness. And as I've said previously, how do you know what the good moments feel like if you never have those bad moments? How? How do you? How do you even fathom what good is if you don't juxtapose the good with the bad? Like, I'm going to be so appreciative for those happy moments in my life. And I'm generally happy. Let's just be clear about that. I don't sit here and mope and whine, oh, I'm so down all the time. I have my moments. That was the first one yesterday I've had in a very long time, especially with all I went through for 2 years that ended about 3-4 months ago. I had a lot of down times there, bad moments there, but I got on the other side of that. So this is like the first time in a few months I've actually felt like that. And I acknowledged what it was right away. All right, it's a fleeting thought. Sit with it, and I did. One of my friends said, we'll try to figure out where it came from. And I'm like 3-4 hours thinking, where did it come from? Why am I having this bad moment? And I couldn't figure it out. And so I stayed up and watched a little bit of the baseball game last night, and then went to bed and woke up today, and I'm fine. So it's funny how temporary these bad moments are too, because in the moment of those bad moments, they feel so overwhelming. You feel like that's the way you're always going to feel. You don't fathom not feeling like you are in that moment. And it's so real, right? I know I'm not the only one that goes through that goes through those bad moments, feels them so strongly. But in the midst of those moments that are inevitably going to come, we all get them. It's how you respond. It's how you react. It's how you're able to handle them. You can whine and complain and do stupid stuff, or you can acknowledge it, feel it, and then say, you know what? This isn't going to change my attitude about what I'm doing, because what I'm doing is good. What I'm doing is benefiting me. And yes, while that bad moment sucks, I wish I wasn't going through it. I wish it didn't hit all of a sudden. I'm going to carry on. I'm going to keep going. There, right there, is the breaking point for a lot of people. They don't make that choice to keep going. They see bad moment as their permission to end a journey. It's a sign. No, that's your brain fooling you. It's not a sign of anything. If anything, when the bad moments come up, I want you to think about why you're doing what you're doing, and to just double down your efforts to keep doing what you're doing. That's the key in all this. Because if we're going to have bad moments anyway, you might as well make the most of them. You might as well use the bad moments to your advantage. How do you do that? When they come, and they will, have a game plan in place already. Just know they're going to come. And so when bad moments come, and expect anything, guys. Don't think it's just one particular thing and then, well, I'll plan for that. No. Plan for anything. Like literally, no matter what happens, plan for the unexpected. Because if you plan for things that are unexpected, when they hit, are they truly unexpected? No. They're expected. Now maybe the form of the bad moment is different than maybe you ever imagined, but you still know what to do. So the game plan is ahead of time, just think about how you will handle it. And the best thing you can do when a bad moment comes on, just like it did for me yesterday, is to acknowledge it, realize it's there, try to work through the emotions of what you're feeling about it. I've got a lot of friends right now in the military and healthcare world. They're feeling all kinds of emotion because they're being forced out of jobs for believing in their own health. To me, it's disgusting what's happening with all the things that people are being forced into doing that they don't want to do. But every one of these people that are friends of mine, they're strong, they're resilient, they're going to get through it. And while they've had their moments of breaking down and crying and feeling all the everything, at the end of the day, they're going to be stronger from it because they realized bad moments happen. Unexpected moments happen. If you're not already expecting the unexpected, maybe that's a mindset shift that you can make right away. Just expect that things aren't going to go just so. And I know some personality types, that doesn't jive very well in your brain. You want things to go the way you want them to go. But life has a funny way of throwing a curveball at you, right? Good morning. So when life goes sideways and you have a bad moment, how you respond is everything. You can respond negatively, show your butt. Trust me, Jimmy did that in his younger years. When things weren't going well, I would be angry. I would be upset. I would let the whole world know I'm pissed off. Can I get a witness, anyone? That was back in my 20s. I now realize a lot of that was my trauma that I hadn't really worked through. I wasn't happy in my life, dealing with obesity. I was a junk food addict. A lot of things going on. But now, when adversity hits, it can shake you, but it won't break you. And so that's what you need to do. You need to be shaken and allowed to be shaken. Be malleable, be flexible to take the blows that life's going to give you. And then not break. Then actually get stronger from it. I feel like people don't want to be shaken because they think shaking means breaking. Shaken and breaking is not the same thing. You can be shaken, and yes, it rattles you. Yes, it kind of disrupts your plans of what you're doing in your life, but shaken is not broken. You only become broken when you get shaken and you allow the shaking to continue by constantly thinking about it, constantly putting yourself through the emotional roller coaster of, my plans were this, and now this is happening. How dare it? And if you stop and think about that kind of mentality, it's kind of self-centered. It's kind of, okay, the world must revolve around me. And if it doesn't revolve around me, life's not worth living. Now, maybe you don't literally think those thoughts in the day-to-day, but you do know that you're not happy because your way was not gotten. And that's okay. You can think those thoughts. You can sit with those thoughts and feel them. Yesterday, when I felt really down for several hours, I had my moment, my bad moment. Didn't know where it came from, but I was refusing to let it define me, be who I am. I started doing things that I enjoy while still thinking about the stuff. That's another thing. If you have a bad moment, don't go covering it up with drugs and alcohol, marijuana if you're into that, doing things, being busy. I've done not drugs, alcohol, and well, I have done alcohol in the past, just little bits here and there. I'm not somebody that regularly drinks. But I have poured myself into work to the point that I was trying to numb how I felt when I had these bad moments come on, I felt like I needed to work harder and push it to the side. And that's where I ran into trouble 2 years ago, that I needed to go away on sabbatical. I was so working my butt off, and I didn't know why. Oh, I'm just a hard worker. No, I was having bad moments, and I didn't want to face them. I can only see that in hindsight. In the midst of it, oh, I'm just a hard worker. Oh, I've got to get work done because people expect to see content from me. So therefore, I'm going to push myself until I get it done. Not realizing subliminally I was using that to cover up the bad moments I needed to face. So bad moments aren't things you run away from. They aren't things you want to cover up. They're things you want to take head on. Because bad moments usually are a test of where you are, who you are. And I've done a lot of this work myself the past 2 years, you guys. Are you running away from the bad moments? Or are you running to them? Yeah, they suck. Yeah, you have your moment of feeling them. Maybe you cry a little. But then you go, okay, how am I going to grow from this experience? If you do that, you won't see the bad moments as bad anymore. You'll see them as moments where you learned to grow. And when you grow, you can only become a better human. When you grow, the next time another bad moment hits, you're able to handle it like a champ. And again, expect anything. Expect the unexpected. Don't think that life's always going to be rosy. Okay, I've been hogging this monologue here for a little while. I'm pretty deep into my walk now. So day 60, you guys, if you just joined in, of my stay-batical to 50, 100 days. Just about 2/3 of the way through, guys. 100 days that I'm doing this journey to better my physical health, my mental health, and just to see what else happens in the midst of it. And one of the funnest parts of this journey has been coming on live with you guys in the mornings when I'm taking my walk, right as the sun's coming up. So we're about to have time change Sunday. I believe it's a week from tomorrow. So we'll go back an hour. So it's currently 8:04. I'll be out here on this trail at 7:04. So thank you for joining in, whether you're watching live or on the replay. Appreciate all you guys. It does show or air on the replay right here on IGTV, also on YouTube and on Facebook. So hopefully you get to watch if you ever miss the lives in the morning. Let's see what you guys have to say. Linda says, good morning. One of my faithful, since the very beginning, Linda, you've been out here and she does her walking. Sometimes inside your house, you're just walking around in circles when it's too icy out. So good for you. That's awesome. Cheetah says, your face looks slimmer. I admire your commitment to better health. Thank you. Yeah, I think a lot of us, when we start losing weight, we do lose it in the face first. It's like, really? There's a big old belly down there. You can't eat a chunk of elephant off of that belly? But I'll take it. What's funny is when I went to the running shoe store the other day to get my kicks, which by the way, still loving them. When I went there the other day and she was fitting my foot with the shoes, I was marveling at how skinny my feet are. Like, you look at my feet, you would never know I have weight on the body. Even my arms, they're pretty skinny. I don't have fat arms. It's just right here. So, but yes, thank you. I have noticed that. My friend Brittany, who I know is on here right now, she's also commented when we've done our podcast. One week she was kind of staring. I'm like, what? She's like, you've lost weight. I'm like, yeah. Have no idea how much, but I have definitely lost weight. So Cheetah is also asking about my wife, and yes, we're no longer together. So that's that. All right. Go Jimmy says Bulletproof Coconut. Always appreciate seeing you here every day. Good morning. All right. How are you in a t-shirt? I'm in 2 jackets and my teeth are chattering on my walk. Oh, Brittany, you have no idea. It's like 43 today. I saw next weekend it's going to get down to like 32, 33 for the low. I told you, my friend, I love the cold. Maybe if I walk in the cold, I can do double duty. I can make that both my walk and my cold thermogenesis, so I don't have to get in the ice bath. So that's the way I see it. My ears are very, very chilly. I joked yesterday, if it gets too cold, I'll still wear short and t-shirt, but I might put on a windbreaker. I don't think I've put on a coat in years because I'm all hot, so. But yeah, I have no intention of wearing a jacket unless it gets in like the 20s, definitely in the teens. If it's that cold, I'll probably go walk somewhere inside. But no, this is perfect weather for me. I love it. Plus, I'm walking so fast, my body temp gets up pretty fast. And so I'm breaking a sweat. I can feel it. And I'm pretty warm from the fast walking. So, but thank you for telling me how cold it is for you when you're out on your walk. Winter's going to be absolutely no for me. I guess it's 52 degrees. Yeah, if you're cold and having to wear 2 jackets and chattering your teeth at 52 degrees, yeah, no way you're doing 40, 30, and definitely not 20. I might come out here when it's like 20 something just to show you how unaffected I am by the cold. I don't care about the cold. I prefer it. I stay so hot-natured pretty much all the time. Maybe as I keep losing body fat, that will shift. But for now, I'm loving it. And I was miserable in the heat during the summer. And then the last vestiges of summer in September when I first started this. Brittany and I were on video chat with me walking this trail. And she's like, you don't look comfortable. I'm like, no, I'm miserable. I'm burning up. I'm tired. But now I feel like I could walk forever. That breeze is like a cold glass of water. I love it. Bad moments are a barometer of your personal development, says Brittany. And Brittany, you know all about that. You've had your fair share of bad moments, especially the last couple of years. And when the bad moments hit, yeah, you have your moment, you feel it, you absorb all the emotions, and then you go, okay, why do I feel that way? How am I gonna move on from this and use this to my advantage? Bad moments don't have to be the destruction of who you are. Bad moments could be the beginning of a stronger version of yourself. Sorry, I heard a car coming really fast and I was like, I'm going to slow down a bit. And he's singing in his car. Yeah, please don't do that, sir. But bad moments, like somebody singing at you when you're walking, just kidding. They don't have to break you. Everybody's rocking the classic rock songs in their car today. Whew. Oh, I need to find me a trail that has no cars. I'll stop whining. It is what it is. TC Childer says, yay. I assume you mean yay that you made it to my morning walk live. Thanks for being here. Bad moments can be used to see what areas still need work. And they're only information, says Brittany. Yeah. It's amazing how people take bad moments and they twist it and they try to make it something that it's not. They don't make it into a referendum on what needs work in their life. They don't take it as just information, do they, Brittany? They take it and they go to the worst case scenario of what it means. Well, I had this bad thing happen, so therefore I should just give up on my goals. It's a sign from God. And it's none of those things. It's definitely a mindset shift that I think more of us need to think about is calamity is not the end, it's the beginning. When bad moments hit, that's not a stop sign. It's a yield sign. Proceed with caution sign. But not your sign stop. Wrong way, dead end. It's none of those things. And the sooner we realize it's just a little bump in the road, not a pit that you're going to fly off the edge of a cliff, the sooner we can grow from it. And I don't know about you guys, but I want to grow. I want to continually grow mentally, psychologically, intellectually, all the ways. Because if that's not your goal, you're just going through the motions of life, not actually living your life, not actually trying to be better. That's my goal, is to be better. Brittany's giving me a hard time about my shorts. Yes, I'm wearing shorts. I love it. My legs, I've never gotten really cold. You know what it is, Brittany? When I was a teenager in my abuse with my dad, and he would be beating me and emotionally berating me, he used to give me a hard time because I wanted to wear a short and t-shirt everywhere. And so I'd go outside with shorts on when it's about this temperature, and he would start hooping and hollering, woo, hee, woo, hee, woo. And I'm like, what the hell's your problem? He's like, I'm so cold because you're not wearing any long jeans or long pants. I'm like, I'm not cold. Well, you've got to be cold. I'm not cold. And he'd just give me such a hard time. And then same thing with a jacket. Oh, you got to wear a jacket. I'm like, I'm not cold. It always amazed me. So maybe a little bit of my wearing short and t-shirt year round is a little rebellion from that. Because damn it, I'm not cold. It's like, I'm not cold. And if I'm not cold, why do I need a jacket? Why do I need long pants? I would say I don't. Brittany says, I'll be outside all right when it gets that cold. Talking about 40s and 30s. Just 3 jackets, a scarf, goggles, a beanie cap, and more. I want to see that selfie that day. Are you going to wrap yourself in bubble wrap so you don't get the Black Plague as well? Just messing with you. Kira chimes in, and I love all of your I got this bitch kind of mentality, Kira. She says, bad moments are the fuel that I use. Yes. When you are fueled by those moments, nothing stops you, does it? Nothing. Absolutely nothing will stand in your way. That's beautiful. I love that. Love that, love that. So guys, if you're just joining in, it is day number 60 of my Stay Batical to 50 100-day journey to get better health, better mindset, and really just to observe what's happening along the way, getting to drop some encouragement and motivation to you guys here on my morning walks here on Instagram Live. A lot of people watch these on replay. These videos here actually get better view counts on YouTube than my podcast do. And I'm like, are my podcast chump change? No, I think they're just interested in this kind of topic. So I'm really happy to be bringing that to you guys. So I'm asking this question today, or not really a question, but making a statement. You're going to have bad moments along the way in any journey that you do, especially a health journey. You're just going to have those bad moments. What do? Do you use them for your benefit, or do you crumble beneath the pressure of it all? I would dare say most people crumble. Most people go very dark when bad moments hit. And look, we've all done that, so don't feel shame about that. We've all gone extremely dark and have a bit of a woe is me attitude about stuff. That's normal. That's natural. Don't let that be what it is, though. Shift it. Move it to a more positive way of looking at it. Bad moments are cookies in the cookie jar. Yes. Or meat cookies in the fridge for those of you who eat carnivore, says Brittany. You crack me up with your impersonations. I try to have fun in life, Bulletproof Coconut. Life is too damn short not to try to enjoy what you do. And if it means I make a funny accent, which I already have one, it's called being Southern, or it's making cartoon voices, okie dokie. I do all those things. All right, I'm going to turn around right here because I'm right at 30 minutes. Just barely missed my furthest. But that's okay. It's a Saturday. Still going at a great pace. Love it. Rebellious Jimmy. That is, if Feel the Feels and Boundaries is your middle name, Brittany, Rebellious is Jimmy's middle name. Fight the power. Whew. Something over there has very strong mold smell. Got a really sensitive nose. I've noticed that the past couple of days and gone, yep, that's mold. I wonder if they know they have mold. I'm not going to tell them. I don't know who they are. Knock. Excuse me. Do you know you have mold in your house? Or somewhere in your property? That is unmistakable, that smell. Bulletproof Coconut, I'm shorts all year as well. See, Brittany, I'm not alone. I absolutely hate pants like jeans. Yes! When I got out of my dad's house and I went to college, I don't think I bought another pair of jeans. I think in college I bought a stonewashed pair of jeans when I was in college. Just because my dad always got Rustler blue jeans from Walmart. And I hated them. I used to get made fun of in high school because I wore Rustler blue jeans. If you've ever had Rustler brand from Walmart, you know why I'm calling it blue. Because they're so dark blue. So blue. So the first thing I did when I went off to college was I went and bought some stonewashed. Go the other direction. Had a few holes in them. I was good with that. So yes, short and t-shirt. It works. Kira says, I used to be able to handle cold and hot, but now that I'm insulin sensitive, I prefer it to be hotter. Maybe there's veracity to that as I get more insulin sensitive, I will become colder. So, who knows? Stay tuned, Kira. Hot weather used to bring on flare-ups of my multiple sclerosis. No more of any of that now. That's awesome. So awesome. You guys don't know about Kira and her story. Kira, I should get you on my podcast sometime, my dear. Talk about your story. I think you'd be awesome sharing mindset, type of tips, sharing about your MS story, your nutrition. If you're game, you know how to find me. Let me know. Brittany says it's warming up here. It's down to just one jacket right now. Yes. You and your jackets. I have to start looking for where my jackets are in case I do have to wear a jacket. Going back to my teenage years, I remember my dad would wake me up to go deer hunting. I did not like hunting. Wasn't that I was afraid to shoot deer. I just didn't like it. You had to get up at 3 a.m., which back in my teenage years was a shock to the system. 3 a.m.'s nothing now for me, but back then, no. I'd wake up about 7:30. And so 3 a.m., get all camouflaged up, orange vest jacket up. And there was one morning we went out and it was 12 degrees. And he put me up in a tree stand. And he said, just sit there. Before the sun came up, it was like 4:30 in the morning. Before the sun came up, he said, sit there. And when the dawn of the sun comes up, you'll start seeing deer everywhere. And sure enough, I'm up there, but it's 12 degrees. I've got gloves on. I've got toboggan on. Heavy coat on, camouflage gear to the hilt, and I was shivering so bad. Had to be about 14, 15. And I remember at one point, I thought I saw a deer. Wasn't quite daylight yet. And I shot in that direction. And so about 7 a.m., my dad comes and gets me. He's like, did you get it? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, when you shot, you scared all the deer away. This is why you don't need to take me out deer hunting, Dad. I don't deer hunt. We did squirrel hunting, deer hunting, all the Tennessee good old boy things to do. And then the squirrel hunting, he would kill about 10 or 12 of them, bring them home, skin them. Like there's no meat on those squirrel. Oh, there's enough. And then he would use the drippings from the squirrel in a pie pan. He'd make chocolate chess pie. I'm like, ugh. I guess that was normal for him growing up. So as his son, he had to expose me to this culture. I got exposed all right. I ain't never deer hunted, squirrel hunted, or had squirrel juices in a pie since then. So, little TMI story for you there. We need to get you in some bling jeans like my dad. Yeah, your dad, you want to call me rebellious. Your dad is the epitome. When you look up rebellious in the dictionary, it's got Mike right there. So, no, he pulls it off. He can pull off the skinny jeans. Jimmy ain't wearing skinny nothing. Jimmy got the appropriate size clothes. I did go through a phase of baggy clothes. And in college wore cardigan sweaters with the turtlenecks. It was all the rave. Yes, many years ago. All right. So they're going to drive crazy. I'm going to go around them. Oh, they come around that corner so fast, you guys. It scares me. I'm like, please do not hit me. I'm a big boy, but I cannot take on a 2-ton car moving pretty fast. Bulletproof coconut Walmart all the way for me. I hate dress clothes. I buy the cheapest pair I can. Yeah. And for the most part, I think that's cool. Nothing against Walmart. It's just when I was growing up, that was all he would buy. was the blue jeans. I'm like, they do sell khakis. Yeah, you're not wearing those. Blue jeans is what you wear. And my dad would always wear a t-shirt, an undershirt, a white button-up shirt, black dress pants, black socks, black shoes. He was a police officer for many years, and I guess that was kind of the uniform. And then he'd have the pocket right here with the pocket protector and a bunch of pens and a notepad. And it was just what he did. So in the restaurants he owned, that was what he wore every day. Hello. All right. Kira says, I get kicked out of multiple sclerosis support groups when I tell people about keto and carnivore. Are you sure you want me on your podcast? Well, you know, I know who you are abundantly. Yes, I would not have asked. I don't willy-nilly ask people to come on my podcast. If I'm asking you, I think you're interesting. So, and like, I care about those support groups. You can talk about that. You can talk about your theories as to why you think they don't want to hear about it. They probably say you're an anomaly. You're the exception, not the rule. Most of us have to go through all the traditional therapies about MS. And if you talk about Terry Walls to them, oh, they have a conniption fit. So I get it. All the more reason I want to talk to you, Kira. So reach out to me. Brittany says, MS is such a difficult diagnosis. My mom has it. Watching her through the years opened my eyes to the struggle. Much love to you, Kira. Yes, it's one of those tricky ones. I was talking to Pauline Cox the other day on an Instagram Live. Going to be an upcoming episode of my podcast. And she was talking about a lot of the brain health benefits of ketones. And that MS is one of those things that it's been profound to help with. You can get therapeutic levels of ketones in those people and corresponding lowering of the blood glucose and all that as well. So it is fascinating. The more we learn, the more we discover. Hopefully we can find cures for some of these things that up until now it's only been managed, not actually deal with. Frog gigging, snake snatching, crow getting. Are you drunk now, Brittany? Wait, your Halloween party was last Friday night, not last night. Unless you had another one without telling me. I'm messing with you. Black Italian says, sometimes you have to sit in your own poop, learning from your moment and then moving on. Yes. Like, the world's not always going to smell like a bed of roses. You're going to have to be knee deep in some really crappy stuff, literally crappy stuff. And that's okay, because when you're not in the crap, you appreciate the non-crap moments. So it's almost like bring on these crappy moments, these bad moments, so that when you're out of them, you're grateful for them. Good morning. And so you take them for granted after a while, the good moments, because if that's all you ever experience is good, how do you know that it's good? And psychologically, think about that. You start to take advantage and take for granted that you're having good moments. So there becomes this built-in expectation of good moments. If you never experience bad, you just think, okay, I never have bad, so therefore good is not good enough. We're always going to seek even better, but we don't realize how good we have it until a bad moment hits. We're kind of going through that a little bit in our country right now. Kind of a funky time in history where we've never experienced kind of the things that we're going through right now. And so we might have felt first world problems, only feeling good and wanting to feel great, not realizing there's a step below good, and it's miserable, less than ideal, whatever you call it. So perspective on everything definitely helps. Come on, squirrel stew tastes like tree chicken. My best friend is trolling me on my Instagram live today. I don't mind. I know where you live. I can find you. Yo, Jimmy, says Parkman. Hello, Parkman. Parkman DM'd me last night, right as I was going to bed. And he kept writing a bunch of DMs, and I don't mind that. I love talking to people in my DMs over on Instagram. So those of you watching the replay not on Instagram, at Livin' Low Carb Man, feel free to pop in there. You got questions or anything you want to say? I'm always ears. But yeah, I was about to go to sleep, and there you were, Parkman, just boom, 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 all these comments. It was awesome. At my work, we have a diabetes support group. They hate me there too, says Kira, because I want to focus on reversal of diabetes and not support. Isn't reversing diabetes, or at least moving in that direction of becoming less diabetic, isn't that the goal of supporting someone? Like, if I go to an Alcoholics Anonymous group, I'm not going to be telling them how they can still have their alcohol and just support them. No, I'm going to be giving them tips about how they can overcome the addiction, about how they can reverse that need for the alcohol and get better. That's ridiculous. Yeah, let's talk about all that, Kira, when you come on my podcast. We'll set that up. Just speaking the wild man language. That's her husband, you guys. So yeah, if you just joined us, guys, we're day number 60 of my Stay Batical to 50. I've been at this at September the 1st, going all the way to December the 10th on this 100-day journey. And the journey is not the be-all, end-all. This is not everything, guys. It's the kickstarting. And 60 days in, I'm well into being kickstarted. 60 days in, a lot of these things have become habits. I've learned a lot from some of the bad moments that have happened along the way. 2 days ago, I took off my shoes, and I noticed on both of my big toes, but especially my left one, that I had developed a humongous blister. And I think it had developed with all the walking. It had been developing, but it just ping, it was just really big. So, very sore. I did end up getting to the point where it was so sore, I needed to pop it. So I did slightly puncture a hole in it, and it drained. But now it's sore. And yeah, the ankle doesn't hurt. The right ankle doesn't hurt. But both of my toes, both of my big toes are like, ee, ooh, ooh. Just another part of the process. I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to pain. I don't like pain. I don't know anybody that likes pain, but there are people who can tolerate pain a lot more than others. I am not one of those people. I'm a big baby with pain. But I don't let pain stop me. You guys know I've been out here before I got my new shoes, limping on this trail. Because nothing was going to stop me. Nope. Not going to stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Got too much at stake here. Have too many hopes and dreams in my life that this journey is going to help fulfill. And that's what you do in the bad moments too. In those bad moments, you just remind yourself what this is all about. What are those things motivating you? What are those things that keep you going when every inkling in your body just wants to stop? You're like, no, I've got a bigger reason. I got a bigger purpose. I want to accomplish things in my life, and I can't accomplish them fully unless I'm fully vested in this journey I'm in right now. I realize the belly fat that I have on my body is not going to serve me well long term. I know that. I probably know that more than anybody. Which is why I've never stopped. I've never let any bad moments define who I am. I've had some bad moments in my life, that's for sure. Some recent bad moments. They don't define me. They aren't me. No, the real me is much deeper than those moments. Those moments that we think are bad, they're only surface value. The problem with surface value is it's what you see, it's what's right there. But dig a little deeper, go a little more into who you are, and you'll realize you are none of those things that you see yourself as. You see that surface level stuff, and that's all you see. You don't see the beautiful treasure you are underneath all of that. You don't see all the qualities that make you unique. That's why you have to remind yourself of those things early and often. I think we somewhat forget who we are, don't we? We forget what makes us us. And even in the midst of the journey, any journey that you're on, you may forget why you started to begin with. So if you're not meditating on exactly why you're doing what you're doing, day after day after day, maybe that's something you can start with. And then watch how you respond to those bad moments if you're doing that every day. If you run into a bad moment and you're reminding yourself constantly of the why, those bad moments take on a new perspective, don't they? Definitely helpful. Brittany says, bad moments equal guaranteed walking or working out for me. It's my time to reflect and dig deep. Dig in any way possible. Even pain won't make me quit. That's true. Might make me slow down, but not quit. Brittany just finished 75 hard a few weeks ago, and there were moments when it was unbearable. But you're right. Every time you had those moments, you felt like you needed to get out there and walk and think. But even more than that, even from a physiological standpoint, what I'm doing right now releases endorphins. I'm getting nice fresh air. You're getting lots of benefits physically, but those mental kind of processing moments, we need that. It's somewhat what your brain does during a REM cycle and you're in a dream. That's your brain processing the events of your day. So you wake up refreshed, hopefully, by the next day. But yes, you dig in any way possible to try to figure out what's happening, how to deal with all the everything. Bad moments can cloud your thoughts. You need to try to find clarity as soon as possible. Yeah. I reached out to Brittany yesterday when I had that moment of it was just mental malaise. I don't know where it came from, just came out of nowhere. And then she was busy being mommy, which I always understand. And I was just like, I've got to figure this out. Now, a lot better than I used to be. Let me say that. when I used to get these thoughts, especially during the really horrific things I went through the last couple of years, emotionally speaking, I would be next to break. I couldn't handle it as well. I handled it pretty well yesterday. It was about 4 or 5 hours, and still never figured out what it was. But it was just this that just came on. Didn't know what to do with it. And so Brittany was checking on me. I appreciate that. I had another friend call me and we talked for half an hour. So little things like that help you get through those times. And yeah, finding clarity might mean not figuring out why you feel that way, but just saying, okay, it's just a feeling. It's not something that's necessarily real. It's not something to really worry yourself with. Sometimes the brain it's processing thoughts that you might not even be consciously thinking of. And in the processing of those thoughts comes this mental malaise. It's not anything you did. It's not anything you're thinking about. It just happens. And so I've learned to roll with it. When it happens, it happens. Can't explain it. Kind of wish I could put my finger on what it is, but I couldn't. And you just move on. I ended up, like I said, staying up watching some of the baseball game last night, and then I went to sleep. And woke up today feeling great. Need the dopamine for my ADHD. Exercise is underrated as therapy for bad moments. Yeah. I think exercise is a phenomenal antidepressant, anti-anxiety. You're so right. But people don't use it. They'd rather pop a pill than to take a walk. They would rather lash out at, the anguish of the world, rather than, well, let me do something proactive. Rather than whine and complain, get out there and do something about it. I love it. Ultra fat to ultra runner, agreed. I just got my first bout of pain from a badly maintained, I don't know how you pronounce that muscle, but the PC or PSOAS, psoas muscle, making running totally impossible. Yeah, and you're an ultra marathon runner. I know you're preparing to do the 200-mile race here coming up before the end of the year. If you guys don't know about his amazing story, I had him on my podcast recently talking all about losing over 200 pounds. He wants to become the first man, or person even, to run a 200-mile ultra marathon who has lost 200 pounds. Like that's unbelievable. So if I know you well enough, and I think I do, you're going to get by this temporary bad moment you're in with this injury, and you're going to come out the other side with flying colors. So I'm rooting for you, brother. Coffee also helps, says Parkman. I feel like that's my exercise. Everybody's a comedian. Brittany says, I do it all. I take nootropics. So those of you that don't know what that is, it's supplements to help the brain. Nootropics. I whine, and not the sipping kind of whine, the kind of whine, and then the walk. Yes, you do all the things, and then when you get back from your walk, you have the real whine. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you deal with the bad moments from all angles, Brittany says. You do. Because look, it could be an actual bad moment, or it could just be a manufactured one. And I feel like a lot of the things people worry about, a lot of the things that get people down, they're just manufactured. They're not actualized. They're not real. They're real in the sense how you feel them, but they're not real in as much as if you weren't thinking about them, would they matter? And then the one that really gets me are the people who worry about things that haven't yet happened. the whole what if game. Oh my gosh, do not what if bad moments into your life. Yes, it's good to plan ahead. It's good to think through possibilities, but don't act like the what ifs are already here. Most of those things that you think about, well, what if this, what if that, vast majority of them never happen. And yet we create a bad moment from the what ifs of life. I've had people very close to me in my life that what if themselves to death. And I always turn it back on them. Brittany says they are real, they're just not reality. Yeah, you feel them as if they're real and as if they are reality. So I'm not diminishing how you feel. Definitely process the feeling, but recognizing that thinking about things that could happen isn't the same as them happening. It's something like 90-something% of the things you think about could happen, never happen. So look at all that wasted energy, that wasted time, thinking about things that are potential bad moments. Not actual ones, potential ones. That will mess with you mentally. It'll show up physically as well. You don't think all that negative thinking about what could happen doesn't have an effect on your cortisol levels, send your blood pressure up, put your body in a perpetual sympathetic state. It's why I put so much emphasis on mindset, calming yourself, doing all these things, because it is a lot when you let it be a lot. But my point is, it doesn't have to be a lot. Brittany says, man, I'm on fire today. You should come on live with me, Brittany. She's like, no, I don't have any makeup on. My hair's all disheveled. I got sweaty hair. Yes, I have sweaty hair too, but I don't have any hair, so it works for me. So yes, you guys, day number 60 of my Staybatical to 50. Rocking and rolling, guys. Still loving this journey. Loving getting to be with you. I'm already thinking ahead that once the 100 days is over, I don't want to stop walking and talking. I still want to do a lot of the things I'm doing here. I don't have to be on a journey to be doing this walk and talk, especially since a lot of you like these videos that I do. Kira says, so weird how much time we spend planning mitigation for the bad things, yet when the good happens, they can't handle it. Think about Powerball winners and their life goes downhill. Look, I plan for everything. The good times, the bad times. Because I kind of take a c'est la vie approach to life, Kira, where, okay, if life's going to choose to curse me in this moment, I'll roll with it. It is what it is. But if I start to get blessed, all right, take it for what it is. It's a soothing salve for all the bad moments you go through when you go through some good moments. And again, the bad makes you appreciate those good all the more. That's for sure. Brittany says, I don't give a F. What does day 101 look like? Pretty much looks like day 1 through 100. I set this as 100 days as an open challenge, but the work's not done once I hit December 10th and get through that day. The work's not even close to being done. It just got me started. So I'll be doing more and more. I think the purpose of this, more than anything, was to get me going into the habit of doing all the things. So now I'm in that habit. And that's a good thing, to be in the habit now. Thanks for the morning walk and talk. Just hit my step goal for the day. Woo woo! Yeah, I have a lot of people, thank you Brittany, that walk with me as well. When you engage your brain, it makes you forget about all those steps you're taking while you're engaged. And yeah, appreciative of that. Ultra fat to ultra runner, and that is how streaks get going. Commitment to a fixed number of days, and the habit begins to form. Then your brain says, I've invested this and I don't want to stop. You keep going. Yes, that is how it goes. Was it Stephen Covey wrote a very popular book? Wasn't it Stephen Covey that did the 21 days to a new habit? So here I am, almost triple that. I got triple the new habit in me. So yes, day 60. We're off to a good start, you guys. I got to head to the farmer's market right after I get back here and get some more food for the week. Really kind of low-key weekend for me. I know tomorrow's Halloween, a lot of people doing festivities. I have a very boring life, so I have some work to do on some podcast stuff. I've got work to do on my book I'm writing with Brittany. So busy weekend, just not very out there fun with people. Next weekend I do have plans to go be with some people, so we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, if you've missed any of my past episodes of this walk and talk, pop on over to my website, livinlavitalowcarb.com/staybatical. And you can see all the videos are embedded there. I don't really number them of what day I'm on, because these walk and talks aren't necessarily about the day. It's about the topic that I bring up. So go check that out. Or you can watch them on YouTube or on Instagram, IGTV. Type in the hashtag StayBatical250 and you will find all those videos. So thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate you being here today. Thanks for all the engagement. It makes this walk and talk so much easier when you engage in the content. So appreciate that. And we'll see you guys later on. Bye guys.